Hey there! So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to dash script or bash script hacker style. Okay, so let's get started. I am going to open up a terminal in Putty. Okay, this is just something. Oh, this is something I was working on. So essentially, there's gonna be a lot of one-liner codes that you're gonna have to put in. So one-liner code is just one single line, and it can be difficult. Sometimes you want to split that line up. For instance, I'm just gonna use a ping command. Ping. Okay, here's an example of a one-liner code here. C-C1 means how many times you want it to occur, so you want to occur once, and then dash W means the time in between pings. I'm putting it at 0, and then here's the address. I'm just using a random loopback address for this. So you may want to split this, like sometimes one-liners can be very long, and you may want to split this up into multiple lines. See, this is just one ping. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to split that up into multiple lines. I'm going to use something called a here doc. And it's basically, instead of writing a script and then saving it and running it, I'm just going to do the script straight onto the terminal. So what you do is cat means read a document, and it's going to be EOF. EOF, you can use anything you want, but this here has to match up with what's down here. This means the end of file. So this is the start of the file, and this is the end of file. Here I wrote on ping, and then this new line this is a backslash, indicates that the code continues on to the next line. So dash C1 new line dash W, this 0 new line, and then the address, and I don't need a dash because I'm not going any further than that. And this does the exact same thing as you saw before. Right now it just printed it out, but if I wanted to run it, I would have to edit it. I'll put the dash sh. That's pipe. So not dash. This is pipe sh, and now it literally runs the command. Now, alternative. There's a bunch of alternatives you can do, and I noticed that some for loops don't work unless you do when you have a special condition. So what you can do, you can erase that, and you can do this. You can do $, brackets, and you have that ping there, and then you can end the $, in the bracket right here, and this should do the exact same thing. There we go. And when you do that, then you're able to run for loops as well. So there's a bunch of things you can do. So that's a here doc. But sometimes you may want comments or cut and paste comments. So let me show you how to do comments. So suppose you want to put comments. It's almost exactly the same thing. You use cat and this code here. So same thing, EOF. That's what you can use, and then you do a pipe, and then here this set. This is a sort of replacement. So all the comments will be in between this this hash, and then double hash. And so basically, this is set is a replacement program, and this dash r means you want to use regex or regular expressions, and then you have to do s means substitution, and then you do a delimiter. This is just /, and over here this is what it does. So you see this this hash, this dot means any character, and this star means as many as multiple, either 0 or more. So all your comments will be in between right here, and then and then another /, and then another /. There's nothing in between this / means you want to replace it with nothing, and G means global. And then you have another pipe, and the tr means translate, and it's saying translate any new line or any any like enter space, enter a character like a new line character, and replace it with just a space. So you do that. Once you do that, you have your command here. We're gonna do the exact same command, which is ping, or ping, right? And then this is the backslash. No, you actually don't have to do backslash. So this is a little bit different, and it says you can put a comment here. You can say start, and then to these. So what happens is here, this means that your comments can go in between this hashtag and this hashtag, and when you hit enter, you don't need a backslash. When you hit enter, what's gonna happen is it's gonna erase all your comments. So you can put comments. You can make a document and you can put your comments there, and then it'll erase them. So here, you can say T or C dash C1 means go like ping only once, ping number, the number of pings. Again, 2 hashes. Again, W, you mean time in between pings. Wait time. And then the loopback address, which is 197.0.0.1, and you can just say this is a loop back ADDR address. And when you're finished, you just hit EOF. And that should be about it. Yeah, that should be about it. And it just does a one-liner for you. And then you just what you can do is you can pipe it. You can pipe it into an SH to get started. Here we go. I'm just gonna push up to repeat this command here. So I'm repeating this command, and what you didn't see that I did earlier is that I put this here. So this is what I had previously, and you use a pipe and an SH, and now when you do that, it runs the command there. Now, alternatively, what you could do instead of the SH, you can do what you did previously, and you can use just a new shell to run it. So I'll do that right here. So I'll just do this, the $ bracket as the beginning of it, and then $, and then just end bracket over here, and you press enter, and it should run it. Oh, parse error. Well, I guess you can't do that, but I'm sure you can do it somehow, but maybe yeah. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. But anyways, that's how you do with comments with the SH. And let me show you another trick. So in this trick, I'm going to utilize a here string, and so let me show you. So I'm going to make a variable. So I'm going to say, I don't know, my var, any sort of variable. I'm going to hit equals, and I'm going to use a $, and that here. So all this is just a separate. That's just a separate shell. So I can hit enter, and I can use I don't know. I can use any sort of command. So I say echo. So any command you want. Yeah. Hold on. Let's do echo echo hello, and then let's do that. Maybe another echo world, and then we end that with a bracket. So we're gonna end the bracket there. I'm gonna hit that number there. That means you're just gonna end that, right? So now I now have a variable saved on my var, and I am going to cat that, and this is called a here. When you do 3 arrows pointing towards the cat, that's a here string, and I'll stick that variable. And keep in mind, I used a semicolon here to end the code, so that the code is sort of ended, it's separate. And then I'm gonna use the variable my var, and again you gotta put the $ if you want to use the variable. And yeah, and that's it. That should run it. And then over here, I guess this is optional, but I want to like clear the variable after because I don't want it to save, because I don't want to use up any memory. So I'm gonna do my space my var, or unset, sorry, unset my var. So I'm just gonna clear this variable once it's done. Semicolon. Don't have to put a semicolon because it's the end of the line. And there we go. It just runs. So that's an alternate way of doing things. So for instance, if you want like a here string, you can say this, a cat, and you can do this, that tree, and you can make any sort of quote. Hello world. and it is hello world there, right? But sometimes you want to make a variable first and do something like a multi-line variable, and then you have the cat doing the cat there, and it'll run that as is. Now I'm going to show you how to do a while loop using a list of words. So I'm going to do here over here. Well, let's clear this first. Here, while yeah, while. Oops, go. I don't want this for now. I don't want this. I want to do while read, and let's give a variable. It's called my var there, and then we'll type in do. Do sort of starts the command, and you can say something. You can do something very simple like echo or any sort of command you want. You can do hello world again, or better yet, echo, and you want to echo the my var. So $ my var, right? Because we want to echo through a list of words. We end that, and then we do done. So done sort of indicates the end of the while, and then what you do is you do that, and EOF means then you can put a list of words. Hello, hello, world, and you can keep on going to as many as you want, and then EOF to end it, and there you go. It goes. It went through this list of words, so you can actually copy and paste the list of words. You can put it here, and it would run this command. It basically is echoing through every one of these here. Hello world. So that's a while. So you can read through a list of words if that's something you want to do. You can also do a cat, and this is a little bit more trickier. It's the same thing, but you can do cat and then EOF there, and you do oops. This is the same thing as the previous one. You can do pipe while read my var, okay, and then do, okay, and now you can put your list of words down over here. Let's say I don't know, hello world. There we go. Type in EOF to end it, and now you're just continuing off the while, so you can echo, and was it my var, the variable. Now you can enter your command with my var, and then you can end it with done, or you can do another space for done, and then it does it there. So that's another way of those are while loops. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do some for loops. Let's clear this, and I'm just gonna copy and paste this here. This is just like C code or JavaScript code. So you do for, and then you just do that. The brackets. I equals 0 because you need to start off somewhere. Semicolon, that means you want to start something new. I is less than 5, right? So it was going to loop over like 5 times because as long as I is 5, and then this is an increment, it means that I is increasing by 1. And then you end with semicolon here, do, and then you can start your this can be multi-liner if you want, but I'm just doing this as a single line. Echo $I, which is the variable we have. You can use any variable, but I'm using I as a variable, so I think it's a lot easier, and done. And it should just give me 1 2 3 4, yeah, because it has to be less than 5, so that up to 4. So that's one for loop. Let me show you another for loop. It's for I in, and then brackets, and this is curly brackets, and then 1 dot dot, and let's say 5. Again, do echo $I, and then we have done, and that does the same thing, except this one goes up to 5. Let's clear that. I think you can do increments. So I believe it's like 1, and then you do increments of, I don't know, 2, and have to go up to 10. And, well, I guess something along those lines. Something like that. I forgot I think it's 1 to 10, and then increment of 2. I think that's how it's done. There we go. Yeah, so it goes by 2. But I doubt you'll ever use that. Okay, let's go through another for loop. So if you want to increment through just a list of numbers, here's a list of numbers. I go for I in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's just hit that. It does that. If you want to do the same thing except you want to use letters, you can say A, B, maybe a name here, Sam, John, and Pete. Oh, it does all 0. Okay, the reason why it goes, oh yeah, so you have to unset I. Let's clear this. Let's try that previous command, see if everything works out. There we go. So you have to unset I, because I saves a variable, so you should probably unset your variables afterwards. My var, because we used that earlier. There we go. That should be unset, and unset I. There we go. Everything should be clear. Okay. Now let's show a different way of doing this. Let's say I'm going to make a variable. So let's call it my var equals, and okay, no, my var, and I want to make a here doc. Let's clear this. Clear my, or sorry, it's cat. Oh yes, it's sorry, my var, and we're gonna set this equal $, this bracket here, and then we use cat, and then we're gonna use an EOF, sorry, cat here doc, EOF, right? And then we're gonna, because I'm saving a variable, so let's say, I don't know, hello here, hello world, right? And then EOF to end it, and you want to end this bracket here. There we go. Now it's saved. If you do echo my, $my var, you have hello world here. Now, what's the point of that? Well, I'm going to use a for loop now to do that. So I'm going to use for I in, and I'm going to use a $, brackets here, echo $my var, and then end that, and do let's put do echo, and then we use $I, because that's the variable we're using, then done. Okay, let's see if this works. Yep, it works. So I made a variable, and then I'm echoing everything that's inside the doc. So again, my var, if you look inside my var, I'm gonna do echo my var. It's just these words here, hello world, inside this variable, and I'm echoing it here, and it's showing up for this for loop. So that's another way of doing a for loop. So now let's do something a little bit more easier. Let's do some arithmetic or some mathematics. So let's say echo, and you want to do like 1 plus 1 or 2 plus 1 or any sort of variable. What you can do is use $, brackets, and do 1 plus 1. And again, the echo just gives you the final answer. You're echoing it out. It's 2. There. If you don't want to use bracket, you can use double bracket here and double bracket here. Again, you need the $, 2. Again. And you can do that with variables. You can say that A is equal to 1. B, oh, here we go. B is equal to 1, echo, and use dollar sign, and use the same thing. You don't need the quotes. Like, you can have the quotes if you want to have the quotes, and it has to be double quotes, but you don't need the quotes. And it does the same thing too. So those okay, so that is for mathematical expressions. Okay, let's talk about word count. Let's clear this. Word count is just WC. If you just do WC, and I don't know, let's we need a file. Actually, let's take a look at do we have a file? Let's take a look at something. Okay, let's just make a file. Let's take a look at my directory here. I'm gonna make a file. I'm gonna say sudo nano, and I'll say testtxt. There we go. And let's go hello world. Right, I'm gonna use password as well. There we go. And then Control S, X. It should be saved there in my directory. And I'm just gonna work on it. WC. So there's a bunch of options here, but I'm just for the moment I'm just gonna use was it test.txt, and it gives here. This is the number of lines. There's 4 lines. These are the number of words. There's 3 words, and number 22 is the number of characters. Now, if I did, there's a couple of options here. If I think it's -L, just gives you the lines, I believe. -L, 4 lines. Now, if you don't want to see this command go right beside it, what you can do is you can put an arrow, 1 arrow there, and it just gives you the number 4. And the same thing if you want to find the number of lines. I believe W is for the number of words, the number of 3 words. And again, if you want to get the number of characters, I believe it's M, 22 characters. So that's the word count. You can also do the word count like this. Echo, and let's say, I don't know, this is the end. And then let's say you want to word count something. Let's say a word. Let's say you would use $, brackets, and then let's say of the world, right? Something like that. And the hash should give you the number of it's inside here. So it's gonna be okay, let me take a look here. Oops, my mistake. I'm using the wrong brackets. What I meant to do was the curly brackets. There we go. And now we should get the number there. This is 0. That's not right. Oh yes, it's because this is a variable and there's nothing assigned to that variable. Let me, for example, let's say I believe my var is still saved. Let's take a look. Echo my var. Let's see if that's still okay. So we still have my var. Let's use that variable. And again, echo, and you say this is the end, and then we're gonna use I guess we're gonna use $, curly bracket, hash here, and then now the variable, which is what was my var, and it gives me here 11 characters. So if you count it up, it should be 11 characters altogether here. So that's one way of doing a word count. Okay. You can use a word count in a pipe if you want. So let's just do that. Let's end that bracket, and then you can pipe it here, WC, and we just count the -M. We'll be counting the number of words. There we go, 16, right? You can also, I believe you can also use, let me just take a look here, use a here doc. So let's go back and WC-M. Here I had a text. I'm gonna use a here doc. Do you remember that variable I had earlier, my var? I'm gonna use that instead. So $my var, again 12. Here we go. I think one of them, the count is a little bit is off. This one here, the count is off by 1, but it's actually 12 characters if you count it up. Okay, so I believe that is everything for I should show you how to get a random digits. I'm not gonna explain this to you because it's just a little bit, might be a little bit complex. But I'm actually, this is from SH. You can, there's actually, Bash has a keyword like a $random, but this is SH, so I assume you might be in the basics. So if you do this, it should give you the just a random number, a single digit random number. So you can make variables. You can make variables this way. So for instance, you can do this, and you can put a bracket at the end and a bracket in the front, and then a $sign, and then you can say another variable. Let's say my var2 equals this, and now you have a variable saved. You can go echo $sign my var2, and then you should just have a random digit there. So again, all this is going to be in the descriptions. I'm going to show you the cut command. This is a pretty easy command. You have your echo, and it should cut between the 2 character and the 5 character, or between there. So that's the cut command. I believe you can also do it like this. Let's see if what happens if you do it like this. This may not work. So this is something I'm trying right now. Oh, that doesn't work. It has to be a file or directory. Okay. Here's another cut command, and this is a delimiter. Means you want to cut, but at the comma, and the -f means like the location. So this here is 1 between here and here. Here is 2, and then over here is 3. So there's 3 locations, and here -f, you're getting location 2. So hit enter. It gives you, it is right over there. So that's the cut command. In some cases, you may want to know the the location of a word in a string. So you're looking for the word test, and I'm grepping it, and it will show me the location of where test is. So if I hit enter, it should show me the location, or approximate location is number 10. So if we count it up from here, I think 10 ends up here as the number of characters. Now here's a really good one to know. This will really help you here. Here. So basically, in this case here, you're grepping recursively through this text to look for the word password, and it will show you. The R here stands for aggressively. The I means case insensitive. I forgot what the N means. You can look that up. A5 and B5 means after, once you find the word, give me 5 lines after, and then 5 lines below. And I don't think you can find anything here. Spider. Let me just, yeah. So Control C, clear. But there's a way of doing this through your entire directory, so you can find any text or any file that has password in it. Let me just take a look. So here is the command, sudo grep. Again, this is the term that you're looking for. So let's say password. And basically the star means you're looking through all the directories from this point on for the word password. I believe we made a file earlier that had the word password in it. If you do that and you wait enough time, it should show up. I'm going to pause it because it might take some time. There you go. It's done. It's finished. And it found the word password in a couple text. Here, this text file. We made this text file earlier, if you remember, if you hit dir. We made this text file here, and there's also a password file here. Inside this text file has the word password in it, and that's why you have it here, hello world password. And this other file here, it also has the word password, is hello world and password. Again, if I cat this, cat text or test.txt, if I cat that, you see the password is there. And if I cat the other one, password, you'll see that hello world password is there as well. Okay. One last command I want to show you is the awk command. First of all, let's just use a file here. It'll be easy if you use a file. Let's take a look at I think cat password. Let's take a look at this file. Okay. Okay, that's not gonna do. Let's sudo nano test.txt. And I'm just gonna add space, space, space. Well, let's just erase this here. I go hello world. And what this again? Let's do that again. And then I guess you can do the same thing. World. Okay. Save it X. And what awk does is that it gives you back columns, which is convenient because sometimes you don't want to go through the hassle. So you type in AWK, and then you have the single quotes here, and then you have double brackets, and I believe you type in print, and then the number I think it's $, and then the number of the column. So number 1 is the first column, number 2 is the second column, and number 3 is the third column. I'm gonna do number 1, and you have hello, what we had earlier. Do column number 2, world, and then column number 3. Again, we're gonna take a look at that file cat txt to remember what's in cat txt. It's that hello world. So it just gave you back the column. So that's what the awk command does. That's what it does pretty well. And one last command to know is the sed command. Is a very popular command. Let me just clear the screen right now. And I am going to paste here. So the -I means I believe it's case insensitive, and then you have your single quotes. So when you start out, you should always start out like this. You have your S / there, and then G. And inside here, you want to put the word that you're looking for. Maybe it's world, and what you want to replace it with. Let's say daddy. Daddy. I don't know why I'm even putting that. And then here is the file name, and I believe the file that we used was a test.txt, right? And you'll see that it replaces. So if you do cat text again, oops, back. Let's Control C, clear cat test. It replaced the world with daddy, everywhere globally. And I believe what you can do is you can pipe it, right, and do it like that. I believe sed, and then -I, and then single quotes S / G, and yeah, and then you do let's replace the word hello with, I don't know, hi, and do that. Oh, no input file. I think you don't need this. I think you just have it like this. There we go. It works. Let's clear this. Let's cat that test txt, and hello. Oh, I guess it did. Oh, it just outputs it, and then you have to save it somewhere. So all it does is just outputs it, and then you may want to save it to a different file. So test.txt, just replace it. This arrow sign means save it to this text, and do that. And now if you cat test txt, oh, it's gone. But anyways, you sort of get the idea. I'm gonna do the and symbol actually does, I think it does a better job. And then cat test txt. Huh. Okay, I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but you get the idea. And I think that's everything I need to show you. Everything should be in the description, so you can just look that up. But yeah, that's my tutorial for some Linux shell commands for hackers. I guess hackers.